Or you think it's as deep as like they didn't know it was a common until
That
they saw the spoilers?
that's what I was trying to say.
I think Gavin was scrolling Twitter and was like, "Oh crap! Oh no!
What did we do?
It's just
You gotta restart then. Sorry, I already canceled it. I didn't remember that at all.
He says it every week.
say it every week.
I think you're actually right. I'm gonna give you that one.
I'm 100% right. Whoa. Welcome to May the Zoo be with you, the only TCG podcast still capable of a full bathroom remodel. That's right, we can build an entire house between the four of us, mostly just one of us. I am, of course, joined by the newest rising star, the up-and-comer, the only thing keeping Louis beep relevant on the entire internet, Nick!
He wrote that down. He definitely word for word had that ready.
I did not. I
He's
just did
looking...
the intro, and then you canceled it because I said your last name like I do every week. But don't interrupt what I'm doing here. I'm, of course, also joined by the only one actively doing work these days, the hardest working man in podcasting, Donald.
It's not just these days. It's always been that way. But
All right, calm down, kiddo. And finally, I am joined by the man who wishes to stay anonymous, yet puts up shorts that get millions of views and blasts his name all over the web, Louis.
And...
I don't know how to say your name if I can't say your last one now.
And we are also joined by the man, the myth, the legend, the man who remodeled his own bathroom and had to shave his beard as a result, and the same man who got his very first ace encapsulated in a mirror, in a frame. It's kind of a mirror. I can say, hey, that is a mirroring frame right now. I can see the screen
shadow box,
right there. In a shadow box, like a 15-year-old boy. Josh!
Thought you were going to go with girl there.
he looks like a 15-year-old boy without a beard. I hate it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. Shout out to Nick. We're not going to sugarcoat this. Nick has an incredible YouTube channel. And Nick reached out and was like, hey, here's my prerequisites for being on the podcast. Because we've mentioned a few times bringing some gold wizards. Shout out to the gold wizards. We've mentioned a few times.
You're a gold wizard?
Oh yeah,
I've been a gold wizard for 2 years now.
Oh, you paid to be on the podcast.
Wow.
That's right.
Grift
Every month I get a
podcast,
ticket in the mail.
That's how you know we love you.
Nick has an incredible YouTube channel. Go subscribe to Capital Catalysts. Did I pronounce that right, Nick?
Yeah, that's right.
Go subscribe.
There's a lot of sounds.
Well, it's alliteration. Nick, how did you come up with Capital Catalysts?
I was brainstorming. I asked around. I wanted a channel that summarized how to increase making money. And Capital Catalyst. That's what
is that the AI prompt that you put into AI?
Did you put it in?
Yeah, that is the AI prompt.
There you go.
He brainstormed.
Good boy.
He asked around. That was both brainstormed the prompt, asked around, was asking the AI, and the prompt. The third thing he said was the prompt. Yeah.
This was back in 23 too, so the AI wasn't quite good,
It's
but
impressive.
It's
we're
great.
running with it. You know,
I love it.
Hometown TCG didn't feel very good, but you can't change it at some point. At some point, you just got to stick.
I love it. And here's Nick's application, everybody. We'll let you be the judge of Nick's prerequisites for being on our crappy podcast.
Overqualified.
He said, I have been a gold wizard for 2 years, published a video a day, which Josh and I are very jealous of that. A video a day about Magic finance since the end of January to date. And he consumes a lot of general TCG content, Pokemon, One Piece, etc. Left out Lorcana, Donald.
And Star Wars Unlimited, surprisingly.
That's not a TCG. That's a dead card game. So, yeah, Nick, thank you for being here and joining us. And on my screen, you are George. It still says George on your little thing on OBS.
Oh man, you're so much better than George. It's not even funny. Don't put that name next to him. He doesn't deserve that.
Look how much more hair he
comments. Every week you get comments. We miss George, so maybe I'll fill that hole.
We'll just change your name to George 2.0.
Amen.
Louis likes
you don't want to be that.
Louis likes his 2.0s.
All right, today we're talking about the Zeta set. of Magic the Gathering. We're calling it the Zeta set, which is going to be important when I say that I told you also.
Zoltan.
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 Then we're going to talk about Reality Fracture, Pokemon, how the print facility will affect the market. Donald's got the greatest Lortana topic ever that we don't know about. Riftbound is reprinting, talking about alliteration. And I am very excited about the secret sauce today, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly gentlemen. I'm very excited about the secret sauce. So, Zeta set. I have a lot of things to talk about. I think I posted like 10 links. My entire feed is just the Zeta set right now. But I wanted to start with, what are your guys' overall feelings about it as a secret layer? Because it's important to note that we often don't talk about secret layers because there's so many of them and it's hard to keep up. But for one reason or another, I feel like this has been part of our conversation over the last week in our group chat.
We only have one podcast a week. We can't talk about them all.
Right. So what's your overall feeling of the Zeta set?
Nick, you got to take us off here.
Okay.
Wow, making Nick
start
it off. Love it.
Go in.
It's good. It's good, right? Like the car. Well, okay. I guess there's all these kind of meta facts about it that aren't good, but the cards, if you're just looking at the cards, if you're just looking at the product, $20 for 7 of these cards, I think it's pretty good. I think all the complaints, like everything we're going to talk about that is bad about it, it's not the cards. It's not the actual, like what's being reprinted and the style and the art. I think it's pretty good.
All right, $20 booster pack.
No. That's not the question, Donald.
I'm out.
Hold your cheap, roof fixing Donald opinions for a second. We want overall opinions. So you like the style? It excites you that they're play test cards. How do you feel about the reprint side of it, Nick?
Yeah, the expected value is there. Someone in my Discord was crunching the numbers, and there's $24 of value in every $20 pack. So it feels pretty good from like a value side.
Even that's probably based on like lowest available card.
That's right.
Yeah.
Nick, I want you to know you committed the only cardinal sin that you can commit on this podcast. You said something positive about Magic before Louis gets to go.
I thought it was not taking credit for somebody else's thing on Discord.
No, he's going to take us back down here. But I got to tell you, is from a in a bubble set perspective, Nick, I couldn't agree with you more. I have this weird battle that I do with myself where I go on eBay, and as I build my Magic the Gathering collection and try to focus on older stuff and cool stuff, I often find myself wrestling with, why would I not collect playtest cards? If you were looking for true pieces of Magic the Gathering history, does it get any cooler than playtest cards? And beta power, but playtest cards are the genesis and the origin of the game. And while these are not those true playtest cards, an homage to that is something we haven't seen. It's not a retro frame. It's not a retro foil. It's not a reimagine. This is very cool from a design perspective. We'll talk about the delivery system and the value in the market in a minute, but just in a bubble, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, and Josh, I echo that thought. I remember when we were at Collecticon Chicago.
Oh,
we were walking around the tables, Josh and I
I almost had a very uncomfortable conversation with my wife. You spent what? I'm like, yeah.
What do they go for? What kind of numbers we're talking?
Grand.
We're in the thousands.
Yeah. I think like for probably like the lowest, probably $1,000, $2,000. And I think Josh and I had a conversation. Maybe it'd be fun to have right now too. Is like, I think only CGC authenticates them. And it's like, how do you verify that they are actually real? It's like a hard, it's one of those things for me that I think is really an interesting collectible, but like, man, it is a piece of paper. That's what it is. It's a piece of paper, glued to
some of them are old playing cards and stuff like that. I got to tell you, that's my word of warning. We have so many listeners to the podcast. I want to make sure we give
so many people who are spending $3,000 on playtest cards. Listen to
I would not buy these unless they are from a very reputable source or CGC authenticated, where you have some grounds to say, hey, I know that this thing is real, because, man, it does feel like a very dangerous space.
Even CGC too. Like, how do you? I don't know. I guess maybe they could DNA authenticate them, right? Like, can you, if you touch a piece of paper, is it still have your DNA on it?
DNA authentication works.
I don't think grading companies have access to
sampling.
Hold on, Donald. Yes, they do. They DNA grade like PSA cards for the autographs are DNA authenticated. So if you get a Josh is looking at me like I'm crazy. You guys didn't know this?
There's not DNA in an autograph.
Not like a database that they can look that up against. I don't think
the DNA is them touching the card. The feel like that somebody had physically touched that card.
But yes, I agree that when you touch the card and are in its presence, you probably get some form of DNA on that card. My question to you would be, who has every TCG and sports creator and athlete's DNA in a database that I can send my DNA strand in a byte configured string at and get back a match or not?
Well, what is PSA's DNA authentication then? If it's not that,
that's a scam like all other.
No, I think it's like expert autograph, like signature kind of science and work. I don't think it's literal DNA, but I think they call it that.
Yeah, you have to send in DNA samples if you sign a card. Like
it might be, but I'm curious of how that process would work and what you verify the DNA against.
So here's my maybe I'm way off. This is crazy if I'm way off, because this has been my assumption when it says DNA. It literally says DNA authenticated. It's like Michael Jordan has sent his DNA to. No, am I crazy right now? Is this is this wild?
Think that's the most likely scenario. Is they have something to reference it against,
right?
But so they can't possibly have something to reference everything against, right?
Right. No. But that was my point was, if CGC is saying, "Hey, we can authenticate this," maybe the conversation was like, maybe one of the ways is that they have gone and talked to the people who play tested Magic, and that's a way that they play test it.
This was, if it's DNA authenticated. Imagine the early days of TCG creators, the amount of awkward Cheeto dust DNA on these freaking cards.
Whatever. I was just saying it's interesting to me how they authenticate a piece of paper. Yes. That's my point. It is interesting to know that. We went down a rabbit trail. The comment section can eat me up. That's fine. We're not restarting the podcast again.
You're gonna restart again?
No, it was a joke.
You're so nervous in front of company.
I love the look of them. As somebody who probably never spend the money on a playtest card, I've always liked the mystery booster playtest cards because of the feeling of those ones. But these I think are really cool.
Not the same. The mystery booster playtest cards weirdly don't do it for me.
But it's like a cool, interesting thing to me to be like, hey, look, they've created a way that you can play Magic and feel like you were part of the play test. You can pretend, you can role play that you're part of the play test, back then.
A third-party authentication service that focuses on sports and music autographs. It uses synthetic DNA that is only visible with the aid of a laser to mark the item being authenticated. It also affixes a small sticker, which has a unique certification number onto the item. This unique certification number matches the certificate of authentication that is issued with the item at the time of authentication.
What does that mean for...
That's straight from the PSA website.
What does that mean in layman's terms?
It means that it's given when they sign it, it's given like a digital signature.
So there's no actual DNA involved in this.
There's gotta be some actual DNA somewhere.
It's just advertising that.
You know what? I'm fully on Team Louis. They've got a master secret government database, and they're looking up creators.
Nick, was that a wild assumption? Was that a wild belief?
I don't think it's wild. Like DNA, you can assume it's DNA, but no, I don't think there's any actual DNA going on.
Well, whatever, everybody. I am an idiot. Sorry. I don't do sports cards anyway, so I don't really care about the autographs. So that's my answer to that one.
There's a 7 Berserk for $2,700, and every time I look at the same card every time.
Is that a playtest card?
Yeah. Every time we have this conversation, I look at this card. Oh, I want it.
So I think these cards look awful.
There he is.
I would not be excited about playing any of these cards.
None of them?
None of them.
Well, hold on. Even again, they're way better than like the movie poster cards or the cereal box cards.
I'm not excited about playing those cards either. So, like,
but can we acknowledge that they're better than those?
The cereal box cards is probably one of my least favorite secret layers ever, like art on a card ever printed.
Correct.
Remember how pissed we were that those were dual-sided cards?
Yes.
There wasn't.
It's awful.
There's like no reason for it to be dual-sided. And
The cereal box has two sides, dude.
Those cards enrage me. I guess these are better than cereal box cards. I'll give them that.
What about movie poster cards?
I don't know.
I like the movie poster cards better than this.
Yeah,
No, you guys are wrong. That's crazy.
I think this is one of those things that can really get overdone. Like, this is really cool in a set. It'll be really, really lame when there's 900 of them.
I want there to be I want this to be what we wanted 30th anniversary to be. I want there to be so many of these, it's obnoxious. I want this to be so widely available, it's not even cool.
Remember how cool retro frame cards were? And now it's like every card ever in existence has a retro frame, and it's like it just kind of loses. It's what we talked about early on the podcast, Josh, about serialized cards.
Oh,
like if you have 12 whatever, what's 500 times 60 different cards in Brothers War,
and those are popping off. But I bet I want them to print this into oblivion.
Yeah, no, I agree with that statement.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you do too many different cards, you have 900 different playtest cards, and every single Magic card in the history has a playtest variant, just loses its its luster.
Yeah, but I would just only play these cards.
I hate the fact that they're all like, you can't tell what color the card is from the card. You can't tell, like,
there's a giant R on it, Donald. What about the giant R on the top of Price of Progress?
Yeah, but what about when they start doing things with Devoid? Right,
yeah, I assume all of these have Devoid or have Rainbow. If you're looking at I don't know, but like
the Grizzly Bears is a gummy bear. That's hilarious.
Wait, no, the coolest card in this entire collection is the Mental Misstep. If it's not the Mental Misstep, you're wrong.
Let me find it.
Oh my gosh, you didn't see the Mental Misstep?
I probably have. I just don't remember.
Oh, it's so good.
It's not on my screen.
Oh,
so
that is
average fan.
Where did you post it?
33%.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
I can give you a image.
It's on the image, the big blanket image you sent.
I just can't find it in here.
Yeah. No, I can see myself putting in the binder a set of that Mental Misstep just because what a hilarious card.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so 3 of the 4 of us think it's really cool and like it. Is that what I'm gathering?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said I don't like the way the cards look.
Right. Yeah, that's the overall general thing. All right, let's start with this being a set that is sold exclusively in packs.
You want us to tell you were right?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Is that
am I want to know your opinion, because I want to say I was right, but I mean, also feel like there's not unique new cards, so maybe I'm a little not right yet.
Sort of. Like it would be like a Masters set, instead of a brand new set.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of sets with no unique cards. This is the 9th set of the year, right? I mean, there's 7 normal releases, then there's the Mystery Commander release, and then there's this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's also
you put it
limited.
that way. That's wild.
It's also limited to
cards. I struggle to view this as a set release.
I guess the one comparison is Assassin's Creed, which was 138 cards. This is 121, and same 7-card booster packs. But there aren't boxes. Like, I guess if you have to define a set, is it has a booster box? There aren't boxes.
So what if
every other way?
What if you order the 12 and you get a box and it's sealed?
That would be dope.
That I don't think there's any shot of that. But like,
I'm gonna take that shot if I can.
I mean, secret layers already. When you receive them, when you receive them from distribution, like they're doing some of the secret layers go through distribution. Like we got the is it Adventure? I don't know. Maybe it's Animal Crossing or Adventure. One of those kid games that I don't know anything about that just came out.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. Great. Expert. It's nice to have an expert on the podcast for once.
On Stardew Valley?
Huh?
Never mind.
Like that comes in a white box that's not sealed through distro, but it has like a little, thing on it. I don't know. It's not the same, but it'd be interesting to see what actually gets shipped, because I don't think they just throw 12 packs in a loose box to get thrown around and damaged.
It's a booster bundle then at that point.
Oh, I think were they 24 packs in March of the Machine Aftermath? Or was that 12?
I thought
Aftermath 24 because it's
20.
Yeah, I think it's 24. But what are your thoughts on Wizards doing Secret Lair as booster packs? Are we for this or are we against this?
Hate it.
Yeah, I think the take's pretty obvious. At least from what I know about everyone here, is we're not fans. For me, what my question is like, why doesn't Wizards of the Coast respect game stores as an asset to like how come their strategy team, what I do in my day job strategy, how come they're not thinking, oh, we should give this to game stores because it'll do really well and it'll help our game stores? Like, I don't know why they're not.
Because it cuts out the middleman and they just take the straight profit, because I know people are going to buy it regardless of how you do it. So they just...
And they get their full $19.92 a pack.
But the thing is, like, the thing about Secret Lair was I could see what cards were in that set and whether it was for me or not, and I had the option to buy it because I liked the artist it was using or the whatever about it. Like, this is, you're just gambling again. Like, for like, you can only get 12 packs and they're 7 cards in a pack, so like you're not going to get anywhere close to the full set of this without purchasing them on the secondary market, and they're going to probably be ridiculous on the secondary market. Like, it just feels wrong. It feels dirty, like, for what a Secret Lair should be.
I agree about the lack of LGS. I still think every Secret Lair should have some direction towards LGSs. I think it solves a lot of Wizards printing problem. Speaking, like, if you did a direct to consumer one and then also had it back ended to LGSs, you solve problems of like underprinting, right? So you have these Secret Lairs that sell out in 4 minutes, and Wizards could have made significantly more money, right? And if you always have, hey, this sold out super fast in 3 months, we're going to have more show up at the LGS, right? You don't have to manage the drops on the website. You don't have to go through scale fast. You don't have to do all those things. But then on the shorter side of it, if you have a Secret Lair that sits on Secret Lair website and doesn't perform very well, you then also have an avenue of stores, buying that to increase their cost at distribution, buying it to, moving the product where they can, have an avenue of moving things. So I think it's short-sighted to not use distro in that, but I do think it's like not surprising to me. We saw this with Magic 30th. That's already been brought up by Josh. Like, Magic 30th could have been, hey, let's print 10 million $4 booster packs and get them to the LGSs, and every single card, your Black Lotus from the Black Lotus from the 30th anniversary set is literally $2 because there's a billion of them. But everybody loves drafting alpha Magic. Everybody loves the opportunity to do that for the next 10 years and really enjoy it, and you reinvigorate the idea of playing with old Magic cards.
So I think that's kind of where I draw the line on this, though, right? Like, Magic 30th anniversary could have been the opportunity to experience Magic at its first, right? And take us back through the Wizards time machine and be like, hey, who around here actually drafted beta and alpha? Nobody? Here you go. Try it. But it's not a complete set. So just to play devil's advocate, I want to be clear. I'm on the side of push things through game stores. I've been very clear that Wizards of the Coast is going to test the waters with new distribution methods and see how they can increase distribution, how they can increase the amount of money they make on a product. They're going to test the waters with stuff like this. They test the waters with everything else. Why wouldn't they? I don't agree with it, but they're going to do it. But this is not a full draftable set. There's no moment where you can gather at your game store and sit down and hammer this out with your friends, right? You can have a pack opening experience for sure, but I think there's probably some kind of line there, right? We're saying...
I think by that logic, then Assassin's Creed's not an actual set, and then March of the Mission Aftermath's not an actual set. I think we agree with that, though.
There's the idea of supplemental sets, but there's... I don't know, man. It just seems like there's also this idea that they want to see what they're capable of and what their reach is like. Now, they won't know this because it's not going to be one of those secret layers that's printed for the month, right? And available for
which seems
a week.
I'll wait for that. But you were about to say something else, Josh. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
That seems weird. After the Hatsuki Mimu, whatever lady, like AI thing.
Hit us with the knowledge.
Hatsune Miku.
Oh, Nick's a big fan.
What?
Yeah.
Why was
I bought 3, baby.
Why was the gesture needed?
Oh, konnichiwa.
Oh, okay.
I don't understand why this would not be one of those things where they said this will be available because it's in packs. I just don't get that. Why even institute that as a thing if they're not going to do that for literally the first one that's in packs?
But we kind of... Secret Lair has been this for a while with the bonus card, right? The secret layers you buy have been packs for some time, right? The difference is you get one special card that everyone's chasing in the pack, in the bonus slot.
Yeah, but they literally announced 2 weeks ago that secret layers that are more product-based secret layers, I forget the exact statement he used, would be open order because of the uniqueness of their...
Oh, well, it was because there's something you can play out of the box.
Yeah,
is what they described.
Out of the box play experience.
Interesting.
Which brings us full
circle.
Do
that. Right? Yeah, you can't do that.
What they did say about this, they said that the pack ripping. I'm reading a quote here in the Polygon article. The pack ripping experience will be new. Who knows if we'll do it again? We'll see if people enjoy it. And I'm really curious. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, it's going to sell out. So I don't know what.
If this doesn't sell out, I'll be one of those guys making 14 different accounts and shipping them to all of my family members' houses because and we always talk about this. My cheap behind is lower than the community bar. So it'll never be that. It'll never be that.
That's the problem is you vote with your wallet and you'll never, ever convince people to not just buy something like this, which makes Wizards think, oh, well, that was a success. We'll do it again. Like, even if it's the worst thing ever, people are going to buy it because they can probably flip it for a profit, if not immediately, at least down the road.
We have scaled back from that a bit. I mean, there's secret layers that are available that have been for some time that are bad products. And people, they're not sold out, and they.
But it's not something like we knew what those cards were. This is.
You know what these cards are, Donald.
It's a booster pack, though.
I really disagree with your take about the booster pack thing too. Like, I disagree with the way that they are selling the booster pack. In that, I think secret layers should be cards only and whatever. But this thing as a set that is open in booster packs, I think is really exciting. Like, I'm excited to open up some of these packs, and they've got different variants. They've got different treatments. You know that there's going to be some hidden stuff inside of here that they don't release. Like, I think the overall pack opening experience is a win in the whole industry, and it has been for 35 years. Like you can't say that opening a pack doesn't work. It's a win. I think the non-win is it being a secret layer.
That's exactly what I'm saying is these will be very valuable because they are packs.
Yeah.
Like, people, your play is to not open these and sell the singles. It is to try and sell the packs because the packs will sell for something crazy.
I mean, sure, but let's not live in the false world where everyone's buying this to resell it. Like, let's not pretend. And I saw everyone else's mic is like this, Louis. So now our mics have to be. This is apparently the new standard. We're not.
I'm old school, dude.
Yeah, we're too old, man. We're ancient on this platform.
Take my mic below my chin.
Yeah, you do.
I have been made fun of, but I'm like.
Do you have haters yet, Nick?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Are we gonna get haters from your channel?
Maybe.
We can't handle more haters.
I
get
love
called
haters,
a scalper.
dude. Haters are the best.
If you get offended by being called a scalper, then I'm bad company.
Did you ever see my old background before? I got it all the time.
Josh is out here scalping New Capenna, bro. Like you can't.
Yeah, I got it all the time. Everyone's like
to himself.
Wait till you get the you and me and Donald tiny YouTube channels. Everyone's like, Wizards is just sending you this to pump it. And you're like, please, I wish Wizards would send me something.
I have haters on my videos that have 6 views. I mean, like, it doesn't.
You got to be trying hard, Donald.
That's just me in the comment section on different accounts.
It's just George's alts.
It's just
all 6 views.
Speaking of haters, I think the best thing to come from this set is I want to see Louis try and cast Fireball.
That's such a cool fireball too. It's such a cool fireball too.
What do you mean? I know what it means. You pay X mana. And you also have to pay a second set of mana for Y damage?
Well, nope. Louis doesn't know what Fireball does.
I can't read it.
That's it. That was exactly my point.
Hold on. He's going to read the card.
Y targets.
And that's going to explain the card.
Yeah. What do you mean? I can cast that.
So
X is one cost, Y is a different cost, and it's the number of targets.
But it's Y plus 1.
So
there's no plus sign in the thing.
I want you to do 3 damage to 3 targets. What are you paying for this?
I'm paying 3 damage to 3 targets. Well, now that Josh just told me, I know the answer.
What is it? How much are you paying for that
It'd
fireball?
Be 6 total because it's X2 in the red.
No.
Well, that's
It's 3, 2 in the red.
Divided evenly, right?
I don't understand what you guys.
If you're doing 3 damage to 3 targets, you got to pay 3
divided evenly.
Yeah, 3 times plus the additional 2.
Gotcha.
To add the 2
9,
additional targets.
11, 12.
Nailed it, buddy.
Thank you.
We got there.
Did you type it into Claude?
Okay. Let's get into some of the nitty gritty because this is what I'm most excited about.
Yes, go ahead.
All right.
The positivity ends here. We did it.
I want to restate.
We did it. Nope,
I
am
a 98% fan of this. But
it's time for the 2.
There is a slight amount of me that has some empathy for the negative side of this set, which is pretty rough. What do you guys want to start with?
Take us away, baby.
Okay. They didn't steal a bunch of artwork, but they definitely used a lot of artwork that is open source, and then they put their name as the artist.
Yeah.
Which is like a little bit scummy, but also they did put the art into a photocopier, so like they did something.
You have to in order to claim something as yours, you have to change at least 10% of it.
But they put it in a photocopier.
That's not changing anything.
It's something though. It's not nothing.
Consider it adding a filter.
They had to buy the photocopier.
That's not changing 10% of it. Like,
so can I offer you an alternative solution, Louis?
Yeah.
They take this set, they hand it out to the artist. They take about a year to curate it, and then it's delayed another 3 months, and then we don't get it until next year. Oh, so we're talking about different game. We're talking about it later in the podcast. Scrap that. Never mind. Sorry.
What are you talking about? That was wild. They took, so if you look,
everyone else knows what I'm talking about.
I know what happened here. I sent you guys a link that is in Japanese, but when I read it on Twitter, it was English because it translates automatically on X. So there's the one that I sent right at 9:00 p.m. the other day. They took this art that is just from another painting, and they just zoomed in on the art and took a photocopy and then put it on the card, and then they have the artist as Mischief. And there's like a couple of these. It's not just the one. Like there's a few different times of which this happens.
That's High Tide, right?
High Tide. Yep.
People.
That's one of them. And then there's another one that's Knight's Whisper, I believe. Is
Urborg is one.
There's like a decent amount of there's a decent enough amount of these that the community is being like, hey, this seems not good. Like Wizards almost needs to address. They're calling for Wizards to address it.
This is coming off of the whole Hobbit like art scandal of another artist using the other artists.
The One Ring.
Yeah, the One Ring thing. Like it's coming right off of that. Like,
shout out Dan.
What are we doing here? Like,
yeah, it is.
Yeah, give me your guys' thoughts on that.
Yeah, it's just it does feel like a missed opportunity to credit the original artist. It's not that hard, right? And that would have fixed it all if the bottom left corner didn't just say Mischief, but if it said Mischief /
inspired
or
by,
just the other by. Yeah. Seems like a miss.
Or like
seems like something that was easy to do.
Let me be a little bit blunt. The art that they copied, they could also just make art that looks similar without doing it, which is, it's not like they copied the Mona Lisa or some form of really hard art to create. It's like very simplistic, black and white.
It was a shortcut. They took a shortcut.
Yeah.
And we'll sell it for a premium.
I was listening to someone today. I don't know if this is true, but they said this might be the like least expensive to create Magic set ever because they don't have to pay commissions on artists.
Yeah, they're not paying any artists. They're not paying any design team because the cards already exist. Like they're literally just printing money.
well, they're paying Mischief, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure they're splitting. I'm sure the way that I guess I'm not sure, but I would envision in the way that they're promoting this, Mischief gets a cut of the sales or something like that. It seems very cross promoted.
So I disagree with two things there. I don't think they're not paying an artist, right? They're paying Mischief, right? They're not the money isn't funneling all the way down to the chain to maybe where we all agree it should go, but they're paying an artist.
Well, the artists are dead. They're no longer. They're not getting any of the money.
Yes, but I'm sure you can't convince me there's not a trust or organization that can be funneled to or whatever it is.
But I think some of the art's really old. It's in Japanese, so I have no way of knowing that. I see a 1760 on the bottom of one of the arts. I don't know if that's a timeline or random number.
But also the idea that they don't have to design the cards. By that logic, they don't have to design any Magic cards, right? Because the template and structure is always there. Just because these are in the style of old playtest cards, like then they would never have to design any Magic card. The template, the structure, the text box, the header, the mana symbols, those are all pre-created assets, right? So I guess I disagree with those 2 points.
Yeah, I mean the actual frame had to be made, but not the like cards. Like there's no new cards in this set, which you could say that for any reprint set.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mischief's taking a cut, but like I think it's like 2,000 or 3,500 is the general rates for like artists per piece of artwork, and I'd be curious what Mischief's getting. Anyway, don't know.
So I have a question. So the card that we talked about, I just looked it up. High Tide. So right, they took a picture. I just want your guys' raw opinion on what is acceptable. They took a picture. It's this big, okay, and one section of it, maybe a fifth of the painting. They zoomed in, they photocopied. They used on the card that we are seeing as High Tide. They put it in black and white. Then they put their name on it. This piece of art was created in, I just pulled it up, was created in 1835 to 1836. Is that an acceptable, should Magic do that? Is that an acceptable thing for Wizards of the Coast to put on cards and sell to people for $19.92 a pack.
Well, if the art is in the public domain, right, then yes. I mean, just legally it is. The true question is, should they give credit on the card to the original artist, right? Like that's the real question. Can they use the art? Anyone can. That's the point of being in public domain.
Should they?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
I think I agree with I think about this the same way as talking about if these playtest cards become really common, if they do this like once a year for the next 5 years, it's going to feel really dull. I think doing this one-off feels pretty cool. I like it as a concept, taking public domain artwork and turning it into cards. But yeah, if they keep doing this, it's going to feel pretty lazy.
I don't think it's any different than just doing AI art at that point. Like you're not I mean, like the whole point of having an artist is to get this like original work and all that, like something that's really cool and unique. Like an AI making art is lazy, and taking something in public domain and calling it your own is lazy. Like, I mean, you can legally, it's public domain. You don't have to credit anybody, but like it shows respect to or like even as a like an educational thing. Like some people would see these cards and never know that they were public domain art. They're going to assume that it's this mischief person or whatever. Like it's an educational tool at that point to be like, hey, look, this is really cool art from 300 years ago.
In the same vein, though, don't we love the Marvel and Spider-Man cards that are replications or direct copies of superheroes in their first comic book appearances?
Right, those artists did that.
A pretty good take too.
But it's just the comic book.
That's
just the comic book cover.
That's I think and
who do they credit?
Let me start by saying I think that's a pretty good take, Josh. Let me argue by saying like they also created a set around Marvel. This is not a set that's created around this genre of art. One of them is a literal gummy bear that they took a photocopy of. One of them is the guy's keys from his car. Like that's cool. Like I think that side is really interesting and cool. This feels like, hey, we have 30 extra cards that we don't have an idea for. Oh, let's go take some art from the past. And like I think, let me back up and ask this question. Like Cryptic did this. Donald and I's favorite game of all time. Cryptic, they ran out of art and money to make art, and so they took the cards in their first wave and they used domain art. I think I assume they credited the actual artist. And I think all of us said, this is lame. They should get more money and make more art. Like, I think that was the consensus of what we talked about. Is it different for Magic? Because in my opinion, Magic should be held to a higher standard than that.
Money's not an issue,
right?
With Magic, like they have the money to do that. Cryptic did it because they didn't have the money.
And I believe that the cover art for the Marvel set was actually credited to the artist of the comic book cover.
That's what I was saying.
Which brings us back to the whole issue here. It's not the issue of taking the art and putting it on the card.
It's not giving credit.
It's who should be down in that corner.
So I'm gonna go one step further. I also think it's lazy. Like I think at the end of the day, it's lazy. I think if you did a whole set of them and that was the theme, maybe you could tell me it's less lazy. But to me, it feels like this. There's no, like the Night's Whisper one. There's nothing on here that explains what this card is. I just looked it up. I'm using AI. It's a Ukiyo-e woodblock print, not a Western style painting. And it is a scene of I can't pronounce it, vestige of pine and cherry performed as part of something. Like who knows what that is? And it doesn't feel like they're doing any credit to the original art by just throwing it on Night's Whisper, a sorcery that kind of feels like it. That's my opinion on it.
I think it sounds like a really sweet set to like go back in time and use historical art, and you only make cards out of historical art. anyways, I think that's a great idea. But yeah,
and make it themed with like it kind of like tell the story of it too. And
right. Yeah, I'm digging it.
Okay.
I mean, especially when you're selling this as a premium product. If like
kind of like the average price of a pack at this point, though. It's not quite a collector pack.
For twice as many cards.
It's not quite a collector pack. It's not quite a play pack. It's just, you know, they'll probably charge you shipping on it too.
Per pack, yeah.
Okay, so that was one of the big issues. There was another big issue, which was this one's a little tenser. There's some Japanese Magic fans who are quite upset about the use of a mushroom cloud in the Doomsday one. The argument on this is essentially, I don't know if it's really an argument, more of like a statement that it's not very sensitive to the, you know, bombings in
Hiroshima,
Nagasaki and Hiroshima, right? Yeah. Anybody want to take the opposite side of that one?
I think it's great. Yeah, I mean, the problem with that is it's so hard to find something that doesn't offend somebody these days. But this is a little extreme on that. Like, you know that what you're doing, and that like you know, you can accidentally do something that might offend a group of people, but like this is a conscious choice here.
Yeah, I like the questions on X. You know, people are asking like, who approved this? Like, was there any
right?
Like, did the Japan team, or you know, there's international teams that work for Wizards. So like, what happened? I think it's a great question.
We got rid of DEI, and
I mean, I think this, we've talked about this on the podcast quite a few times. The conversations between Secret Lair and the rest of the company seem pretty distant. I think if you remember Commander Master's release, it was like it was Wilds of Eldraine, Commander Masters, and Secret Lair all in the same couple of weeks or months released a print of, I think it was Doubling Season. Like they all reprinted, I think that's what it was, Doubling Season. And I don't know, I just think there's a disconnect amongst the Secret Lair team and the other teams at Wizards.
Well, like every set is a different team too.
Yeah,
it's there's so many sets going out that like you like those you can't get every team in the same room. It's just not going to happen. I don't know if you want to do this as a separate topic, but I also think along those same lines, like with the not talking to teams, who decided like what rarity these cards are going to be, and like we're downshifting random cards that shouldn't be, but they're also not, like they're not pauper legal if they got downshifted to common. So
yeah,
this is a good one to bring up.
It's interesting.
Donald, before we get there, can we finish up the Doomsday part? It appears that those are not actual images like of the bombs in Japan. I don't know if that makes a difference for people, but like it's at least a little better in my perspective. It's actually nuclear tests is what the image is from.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd be really bad if it was like wartime imagery.
Yeah,
that would be really bad.
Correct.
That's at least a little better.
I mean, like this is the equivalent of taking something that looked like the Twin Towers being.
I saw that meme going around.
Like it's the same equivalent, right? But they would never do that. That you would never like. That would never get through.
Remember the Office quote when Michael says, "I dream of a day when 9/11's funny."
I'm gonna. Nick, I'd advise you to join me. Just kind of just so be involved in this portion of the podcast.
It's a funny quote. It's a funny quote.
It is a funny quote. All right. Good.
Oh, just the propensity for Gen Z. Gen Zers will take things that millennials would not make jokes about, and they make many jokes about it. And so,
oh yeah.
So hold on, Nick. I gotta again. Let me advise you here. Early guy on the podcast. Be careful about words like propensity.
Yeah, nobody knows what that means.
You're gonna. I used to come into the podcast and talk like that. Be careful.
Oh.
You gotta dumb it down for us, Nick.
Yeah. Slow it down, big man.
All right, let's move on to Popper. This is definitely a conversation I've seen.
Well, can I make it just the devil's advocate?
Sticking with Japan here.
Just the devil's advocate approach. I agree. Not great on that team. See me 100% on that team.
Don't do that.
Is there some point where it becomes impossible to make a card with a mushroom cloud or things like Fallout? It's tough to, reference things because.
I mean, I think it's different though. Like they literally it says Doomsday and it's just a mushroom cloud with again we're coming back to the thing. There's no.
Is there a mushroom cloud that isn't Doomsday? Like it feels like all mushroom clouds are Doomsday.
What's the difference between putting like Crusade? What's the difference between Crusade? What's the difference between?
Oh, we're going for it today, aren't we?
Well, I don't like. There's no difference here, right? If Crusade is a card that can't be,
that's fair,
considered a Magic card anymore because it's too offensive, how is this any different?
Well,
you can make the argument that Crusade is referencing an actual thing, and
right.
This is not a real mushroom cloud from the actual thing that happened.
Okay, let's talk about
I get what you're trying to say though. I think, Josh, my argument towards you would be like, if you had Fallout, you are in a universe, right? You're in the Fallout universe. So the mushroom cloud in the Fallout universe is one thing. I go back to the idea of like, this is just a hodgepodge of a thrown together set. And there's a Doomsday, and somebody was like, what's the most Doomsday thing? An atomic bomb. Let's throw a picture of an atomic bomb on. They slap it on with no context. And when you're that throwing out on things, I'm not like, let's burn it at the stake and cancel everything. I'm not there with it, but like, I do think there maybe could have been some other conversations had about this. It'll be interesting to see if they say anything. It's getting that level of traction that I actually had a thought with a lot of the negativity on the set. I had a thought of like, do they do the Magic 30th thing and be like, sold out? And it just doesn't exist.
And it's definitely not.
But so, I mean, what's the difference between like Invoke Prejudice?
It's banned.
Yes.
I'm aware because of the art.
And the name. And the context of what the art is with the name.
That's what I'm trying to tell you is if that's not allowed because the art is offensive, and it's the same thing. Exact same thing.
Yeah, it's just how offensive, right? There's like an offensive meter, and Wizards has made a choice about what they deem acceptable by publishing this.
Yeah.
And to be clear, we are not qualified to be on the what is offensive and what is not offensive.
I mean, like, who is qualified for that though? Like, that's the reality. Is like,
I don't know, but I don't want that job.
Right. and I think like nobody in this circle has I assume Nick has red-haired Nick over there. Nobody in the circle has any ties to any of those things, so it's hard for us to weigh our
West Virginia.
It's hard for us to weigh any of our opinions into that, but I think definitely a lot of negativity about this particular one, and I think there's a lot of things that make sense to me when I hear that. But
Nick, are you from West Virginia also?
I'm from Virginia.
Oh, the real one.
What side of Virginia?
The same place you're from, Josh.
No, the coast. I'm at Virginia Beach. Yeah.
It's a nice place. Are you still there? Are you still that way?
Yeah. I guess I'm from Arizona, but that's where I'm now.
Gotcha.
Oh, you're from my favorite place, dude. I like you more and more.
Yes.
Yeah, there's Another one is the Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth. That was another art thing. What were we pivoting to? Pauper legality.
Pauper.
Yeah, this one's crazy to me.
I saw this, pivoting to, please.
When I saw this one, the Baleful Strix and Gavin Verhey's quote,
Baleful Strix would be so good in Pauper. Would be like so good.
I posted to you guys. I said, you can't make this up. His post about being like, hey, by the way, they're common rarity cards, but we're changing the way that the entire format works, and retroactively saying, we've never said it before, but secret layer cards don't affect.
Yeah, we've never said it before, but now we need to.
This is probably the best example of what we were talking about a minute ago about how these teams don't talk.
Yeah.
Oh, you think it's as deep as like they didn't know it was a common until they saw the spoilers?
That's what I was trying to say.
I think Gavin was scrolling Twitter and was like, "Oh crap! Oh no!
What did we do?"
It's just, why couldn't you do okay, you want to maintain the sanctity of Pauper and the common legality, just do the same thing. There's no commons in the set.
Yeah, right? But it's because it's in a booster pack, though.
No, because in March of the Machine Aftermath, there was no commons. It started at uncommon, right? You could have just done that again.
You could also just like make Baleful Strix a uncommon, like it's been in every other time it's ever been printed.
It's
it's an uncommon in like Plains Chase and some other things, I think. And downshift one of the other not super popular. There's got to be 100. There's got to be 15 different uncommons in the set that are not very popular.
The whole so there was a time when Pauper was not tested. Like they were downshifting cards and they weren't testing that for Pauper because they didn't recognize Pauper as a format. So like that's kind of what is happening here. Like they didn't take any of that into consideration. They did it because they wanted to control what was going in the booster pack. And that's like the not talking between teams because they didn't think, oh, well, we need to like tell the playtest team that this is happening or whatever. Like it wasn't anything on their mind. It didn't cross their mind. It wasn't a consequence of anything until it was. So
I love the take that he was scrolling through Twitter and found out about this.
I would say that's pretty accurate.
Just like, oh crap. Oh no.
That's how it feels.
Yeah.
What did we do?
What have we done?
Well, it's like
some of these tweets, some of these people are like, Pauper is ruined. I mean, they sound so depressed when they're talking about like this choice to make Baleful Strix a common.
That card would be so good at Pauper. I want to play it. I want to play it in Pauper.
I'm going to read the tweet because I think it's an important enough tweet to read. Hey all, I've received many questions about the Zeta cards preview today and their common rarity. These cards listed from SLZ, I guess that's the set code, such as Baleful Strix, but there will be more, will not change Pauper legality. Secret layer reprints are not meant to impact Pauper. That's got to be the first time that statement's ever been said, right?
I would think so. Well, I can't imagine that's been in the forefront of their minds.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they printed Lutri and they told us before they even announced the card that there was a card coming out that was
pre-banned
in Commander? Like, don't you think they would have made like some kind of announcement like that if they knew this was going to happen before the community got their hands on it? Like,
yeah,
agreed.
Man, that's crazy. It would be so much fun in Pauper though. It would be completely busted and get banned pretty quick.
You would hate it because it would wreck your elves. But
yeah, it would.
But yeah, correct.
I think this is the point I'm getting from this whole release. The biggest negative of it is the lack of communication within the large corporation now that is Wizards of the Coast, and they're doing so many different things with so many different team heads and leaders and whatever. It doesn't come across as a organized thing. It doesn't come across as a cohesive game anymore. But like when you are a game system, does that matter?
I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't know, man. Maybe I just suck at this now. There's a very good chance that's the case, but I think that's not a big deal.
That you don't think it's a big deal that like the popper thing or all of it?
That it's a cohesive mess.
That it's the popper thing. That doesn't bother me literally at all.
Yeah. I would say the biggest downside is the not doing this through booster boxes and distribution in stores and things like that. But I mean, this being
said
the
like a
ninth
real
of the year-
scalper. Said like a true said like a true scalper.
Real
I am so sad how much money I'm gonna make this upcoming Wednesday when I buy all them and sell them on TCG Player. It will be terrible.
And I won't get a single one.
I think if they're not gonna, my thing with that is if they're not gonna go through distribution with this, it needs to be like an open order thing, so that there's a bunch of them. There's gonna be so. I mean, you think the negativity is popping right now with this? When this gets sold out and you wait for 4 hours in the line just to find out that you can't get it, that's gonna be. Like, this is the first time I'll go look for. I haven't bought a Secret Lair in probably 6 months. I just don't. To me, it's not worth the time to go and sit on the website. You know, I have other things. I'm not around. I don't sit on a computer all day, right? Like I do other things. So like,
look at you.
I'm golfing or hanging out with my kids. I'm not sitting on a computer. And so like, I don't know. It doesn't work for me, the Secret Lair part, but I don't know. I'm also not the target audience. So anything else with Zeta?
I
think
struggle.
we got it.
I'm just excited.
I think we spent our podcast allotment on.
Yeah, we're gonna skip the reality fracture conversation. Let's move on to Pokemon and talk about the print facility. So this print facility has been talked about quite a bit. It is set to come online in 2028. So they bought, is it North Carolina? Is that? I feel like it's North Carolina.
I think so.
Yeah, they bought a ton of land and are building basically a huge, giant printer facility. And a lot of the conversation on Pokemon with this has been, you know, what will they be able to reprint? What will they be able to do? And what should you not be buying as a result of, like, at some point, are they just going to, open the floodgates on printing things? So one of the things I want to bring up is that there's been a lot of conversation on Wizards using this printer facility for Magic. There's apparently a leak that Wizards has already scheduled or purchased some percentage of the printer capabilities from Pokemon. I think that's a really interesting side of this when you look at it from the Pokemon perspective. I think the conversation on the Pokemon perspective is like, they're just going to hit the print button and keep their finger on all Pokemon getting printed like crazy. But if that is true, right? I'm not saying that necessarily is, but if it is true, it is actually a way for them to generate a ton of extra income without affecting their secondary market.
They probably make more money by selling printing time than they do printing more Pokemon cards.
Yeah, and then there's like some pretty big, overall industry conversations to have. If you like, one of the big things that we've talked about on this podcast is things like Lorcana, things like Flesh and Blood uses the same printers as Magic, and all these people are competing for the same printer time. So when you need a reprint, it's even harder to get that instantly. But if a chunk of Magic the Gathering printing goes to Pokemon, and I think Pokemon already kind of has its own printer, so I don't think they're really competing with the Belgian printers and that kind of thing. But if all of a sudden there's more printer time for Lorcana to purchase, or more printer time for Riftbound, I don't know where they print, but all these different things, it kind of jumpstarts China, kind of jumpstarts the market a little bit. And it also makes it a less big deal for Pokemon, in my opinion.
I can't imagine that they built this printer trying to break into the printers, that being the primary reason for all the investment work that they're going to do just to break into the printer space. However, you can't convince me it's not a happy coincidence, right? It's not a happy medium. Like, why not? What reason is there to not do that?
Well, it would be like it would be like if you wanted a new storefront space and there was a building that had 3 storefronts in it. Why wouldn't you buy the whole property and rent out the other storefronts to pay for the cost of what your storefront would, like, it's just good investment. And like, so if they can both print more cards if they need to and sell that space, like, that's just it's a win-win.
Yeah. The way I think about Pokemon leadership is that they want box prices to be closer to MSRP.
Sure.
And so they've got a lot of work to do. So
it's going to take a lot more boxes to get there.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that so if they are leasing out space to Wizards, I think that's interesting because I think that suggests that they think they'll be able to get box prices to MSRP with only part of their printer space, which surprises me a little bit.
I mean, if you're able to subsidize the cost of your own printing by making money off, I think it's genius. I think it's really smart. It also allows them to diversify their, the risk of starting this. They don't have to eat the printer. They don't have to produce only for themselves to sell. They can keep growing the printer side of it without having to eat up their own market.
Sure. Also, like, just becomes cheaper for Pokemon in the US because you don't have to worry about like tariffs and all that kind of stuff to ship product over, and it just lowers your bottom line in the long run.
I think there's some other things they're going to run into that they're already kind of running into, because I do think they have some printers in the US already, is early release product hitting. Like right now there's all sorts of people on Whatnot ripping 30th anniversary already, and it's like it doesn't come out till mid-September and people already have how do you do that? Like, how do you get somebody must have stolen it from
this same
I think
thing
they're
happened
in like Australia, right? Not that answers your question, but
no, I don't even know where they are, but yeah, it's
the same thing happened with this last Lorcana set. People on Whatnot were opening it a month before like, I think that speaks more to the system being broken than anything. Like, how, like, what hookup are these Whatnot streamers and stuff being given by publishers and distros and all that to games that
they're not getting it from those sources. They're not. They're getting it from somebody who stole it off of a truck or stole it off of out of the warehouse. That's where they're getting it.
But you don't think they look at like something like Whatnot as a way to promote their game?
I think they do. I mean, I think there's some of that, just like there's people who get product from Wizards on YouTube and that kind of stuff. But I don't think Pokemon and Lorcana are actively like, hey, go break street date with this product and go sell it for the Pokemon things right now. I think that's don't quote me on the numbers, but they were selling the cards, each individual card slot, for $15 a card. So you open the pack, the person opened their 7 cards in a pack. They're getting, I can't do that math off the top of my head. 7 times 15, 35, and 7. They're getting $105 a pack for, like, I don't think Pokemon's sending that stuff. I think that stuff's stolen is what it is.
You think it's like was the fat you think is like Fast and the Furious? Like there's some group out there that's like pulling these truck heists off, and
no, I think, man, you got a guy
DVD players, dude.
You got a guy working in a Pokemon warehouse who's also a big Pokemon fan, and they watch some Whatnot streamer and they feel like they're friends with the Whatnot streamer, and they say, hey man, I'm gonna steal a case of the Pokemon product and split the money with me.
So this feels a lot like back when we would see someone who worked at a printer and would take pictures of the like 3 sets from now Magic set of the uncut sheets, and those sheets would leak out. Like,
you're really showing your age here, but yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the modern day version of that. And I mean, I guess maybe it's the conspiracy theorist in me, but I always thought that how was that not something that Wizards, like, they would never say they did it, but like
what would be the benefit for Wizards in doing that?
Hype. You get people talking about it, and it look, because it's controversial, you know, it looks like, oh, this leaked out, and everyone's going to start talking about it. Especially if they were looking at a set that they were kind of worried about how it was going to do. I always felt like that was something that they generated this false hype on.
Guerrilla marketing.
And it's also kind of a way, like, I feel this about the Lorcana collector box, that it accidentally leaked out. And we found out what everybody's opinion on it was prior to, you know, it coming out. So now we know, kind of got a little insight to how it's going to be received. So you have time to adjust things when stuff like that happens. I don't know. Maybe it's the conspiracy theorist.
Yeah, Nick, you'll learn this about this podcast. I'm way less on that conspiracy theorist train because I have to work in such a corporate environment all the time. It would be so hard to orchestrate and organize that and make it come out in the precise, specific way that, like, I just can't get behind it. I can't.
I like to think the guy leaking the sheets was just doing it for the love of the game.
It's just
he just you know, the other guys guys shipping product to Whatnot are making thousands and thousands
doing it for the love of the money.
That guy's just doing it for the love of the game, man. He just loves
he has nothing to gain like financially from it. But
and I would be if I worked at Wizards, I'd be such a Whatnot streamer. It's just sell it and know where the hype's coming from and back order the right products. Oh, hand over fist.
I think that's called insider trading.
Not in TCGs. It's not. It's just called business, buddy.
All right, back to Pokemon. There's a guy who ran a model essentially saying Pokemon won't be
an AI podcast at this point. I love it.
He didn't run. I don't know. I'm sure there's AI, but he ran an idea saying that the printer facility is not going to come online all at once. It's, you know, they'll open wings of it first, and then and by his whatever calculations, and I guess I'll shout out to Max Long, if that matters, to his pseudonym Max Long.
A name!
What a alpha chat,
name.
Man!
Are you kidding me? His name is Max Long.
Sounds like the type of name you might find at a Riftbound tournament, man.
Good Lord, his name is Max.
Or a
Long?
One Piece. We did our One Piece event. Dude, it's so funny. You know, Magic, you've got the QR code and you log in and everybody's name is their name, right? Pokemon, you come up to the front, you log in, or you don't log in, you give the person your Pokemon code. It's still like DCI numbers basically.
Yeah.
And your name, and you're calling out, and it's like, hey Jack, you're facing off against Matt, right? We do the One Piece one, and it's Bandai, and they have it's like screen names. It's like, and the same thing for Riftbound. It's like the screen name that they had on Discord when they were a 15-year-old. It's like what was one of them? It was like Dinosaur 69, something like that. It was like all these random.
It's all like, the best. It's all the best things.
There was like a schlong in one of them. I mean, it was just and you have to read off the pairings, and you're like, Mr. Longman versus, you know, like you have all this. It's so funny.
To be a fly on the wall while you announce those names would be...
I made fun of them. They're like 35-year-old married men. It's crazy. Yeah. It's so
they're
funny.
Kids in the room with them. You know?
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, if Pokemon is able to increase their printer ability by 50%. How do you think the market reacts to that? What do you think we get to the point where boxes are selling again at that $90 point? Around $90 is what we've all come to know as distro cost, and around that facility. 5 years ago, you could get boxes $90 to $100, and that was basically the same price as buying a distro. Do we get back to that with this printer facility?
No.
Yeah, I think there's too many pokey nerds that feel like we were talking about the Secret Lair Zeta set, and where it's like if it's below a certain price, they'll just keep buying it. I think there's too many pokey nerds now that if a box is below, I don't know, like probably like 160, honestly, like below MSRP, there's probably a lot of people that are just going to buy and buy to keep that, not to keep that price up, but because they love the products.
They'll go to Costco, buy a storage building, and buy all the product while they're there.
I've noticed this with Perfect Order and Chaos Rising and whatever. As soon as we put boxes up for that low price point, they just get instantly purchased by like some guy in California, or you know what I mean? Like it's just like instantly, you can't even and people are on the lookout for that. And then I've, in the Gold Wizard program, people reaching out and being like, hey, I'd be willing to buy if you're able to get it. Literal cases, dozens of cases of product at MSRP and that kind of thing from people who have really never bought in Pokemon at the higher prices. It's just like that entry point seems so interesting to them in the long term. There's a lot of reason for that, right? Like I don't think there's a single Pokemon product on a 5-year horizon that is selling for less than MSRP. It's like almost guaranteed. It's hard to say something's guaranteed, but like there's no evidence of it not happening.
There's too much market memory. There's too much price memory. It's gonna, you want to see boxes at that price. It's almost like you can't possibly get there right now. You'd have to be, so much would have to change and either, go wrong in such a short amount of time. I think in our short-term horizon, that's just not possible.
Nick, I've got the graph up that you shared, which is taking data from Poke Beach, I believe. And it is even showing that they were able to produce more cards. I think 12 billion cards from 2023 to 2024, but now they're only producing in the 10 billions. And so it's interesting to see like that's when the low market was, but they're not printing that much less than they were printing back then. And we still have significantly worse sets too that are still selling, through the roofs.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of minds out there that believe that Pokemon's trying their hardest. They're trying to print, destined rivals into the ground, and they're losing. And so it'll be interesting to see with this new print space, how much progress they can make in that fight. But yeah, it's interesting.
I'll be interested to see
why not. Why wouldn't they?
I'll be interested to see how far back they go. So like the game I've been playing is like 2028 seems like a long time from now. And like will they go back for something from Scarlet and Violet era? I don't think so. Like they have to focus on the next things. And so that's, one side of it. But then you start thinking like, what if they pull the Wizards of the Coast? And like we're seeing Lord of the Rings Commander deck reprints. We're seeing rumors of Warhammer Commander deck reprints. What if they start doing that kind of thing and they're just like, hey, we're going to reprint a set from 10 years ago. We can do that. We never said we wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, what does that type of thing do to the market? And I don't think Pokemon would do that. Like, I think Pokemon sees the market. I kind of disagree with you a little bit, Nick, about like, I don't think Pokemon wants to see boxes selling significantly I think they want things slightly above MSRP. I think the sweet spot for Pokemon, in my opinion, is like $180 to $190 a box. That's where they probably want to see boxes.
But they don't get anything extra from that. Like,
yes, they do. They do. They get the volume of sales. That's the extra.
The volume of sales is going to be there regardless, though. Like,
no, because once
does it not equal more sales to double the number of boxes and sell it for like less than that price than it would to sell? Like, they're going to sell more boxes instead of those boxes they sold for the exact same cost selling for more at the game store. Like, they're going to sell more boxes to you.
But that, in my opinion, that's a very short-sighted approach, because as soon as you have a market where people are not able to make money and flip the box, this is like the positive view of flippers and the economies of TCGs, and scumbags like Nick here who are just out there to profit from
dirty
all the children.
Scalpers.
Dirty,
just taking strays on the pod.
This is the. I hope everybody knows that I'm joking about that. But
a man's just out here taking strays he doesn't deserve.
I think the positive of that side of the industry is that the volume is just massive, and that's what allows Wizards of the Coast and Pokemon to print these obscene numbers, is that there are people who are willing to buy 40 cases of Pokemon and sit it in their storage unit for 5 years. But as soon as you stop allowing them to profit, they stop buying, right? Like, they're not going to continue to and I think it just then
how do they stop profiting though? Box prices would have to truly crater. And with Pokemon being as wide as it is, like, how do you not
so the
profit?
point of me starting that conversation was going back to the idea of them printing something from like 10 years ago, right? If you violate the trust of that industry, of that market, it would have really negative effects, I think, down the line for Pokemon investors and collectors and that kind of thing. So I don't think they'll do that. I really think Pokemon sticks to printing things within the legal block of the card game. Not that the card game is that important, but that is a line that they don't have to cross.
And again, at what point does it make sense for them to do it? If you're constantly rolling out new sets, you have a good release cadence.
Yeah.
Aside from lessening the value of old sets, that if it was a balanced ecosystem, the set comes out, it's at the value you want it to be for some time, and then goes up in price over time, right? That's the desirable world of balance that we all strive to exist in. If you achieve that, what benefit does it have to, hey, we're going to reprint this old thing? They could just make a celebrations product, right? They could just make the Pokemon 35th anniversary, which is the favorites of the last 5 years. So it doesn't really behoove them at all to follow that path.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, it's not like that product that they print and tank in value is going to sell a higher number of boxes than the new product that they would make in that slot that, sells a high number of boxes.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. All right, Donald, give us all your takes on the collector booster box for Lorcana. Wait, hold on. Did Donald say that it was fake? Do you remember?
All thought it might be fake just because the box was so poorly designed.
Yeah, I think
if I remember correctly, everybody agreed it was fake.
You mean our original? Yeah. I definitely thought it was fake.
Yeah. My take was that they wouldn't call it a collector box because they would call it something special.
God, it wouldn't be that dumb.
I should be on their
edition.
I should be on their team, man. You gotta name it different,
You gotta hide it a little bit.
Type of genius takes you get from my marketing expertise.
You gotta hide it, pinky toe.
What do you think, Donald?
Hit us with it, buddy. First of all, do you have the details? Did Louis send you the details in the breakdown? Did you get a full spreadsheet?
I'm sure Donald knows about that.
I know the details. What were your takes on it?
No. You gotta have your own take, Donald.
No.
I have my own takes.
All right, give it to us.
I mean, you could have watched the podcast.
You
don't care about it.
The people
could have, but I didn't. I mean, my take is the same as as it is for Magic collector boxes. It's a product that's not for me. I don't think it's good for the game. The one positive I see in it is that there will still be the regular booster box doesn't change. Like you can still open the enchanteds and the iconics. I think it's overall not a good idea. That being said, Louis, I would like one.
Is it going? Are you opening it? Or is it going on the shelf?
It's going on my shelf. I only want one of the first one. I don't care after that.
Welcome, Donald.
Welcome to Donald's hypocrisy, everybody.
Yep, we brought
first
Nick
sentence,
in to try to sway you.
First sentence, not for me. Last sentence, I want
one.
Donald, do you think that Josh and I got pretty into the idea of we think this will only work if it's printed entirely short printed?
It will be entirely short printed. Like there's not a world where you can get this. You're not going to be able to find this.
Really? What makes you think that I'm going to give you one then?
You better is all that. Like if you get one, it better be.
Welcome to Donald's last episode of May the Zoo Be With You.
The entitlement's amazing.
I mean, you can try and run your own Lorcana events, and then you won't get any product because you have to have a community to get that.
He'll just take a.
I pay for employees who run lots of other games successfully, right?
Director of Lorcana event customer services.
You're getting a Lorcana collector box. You and I both know that. I just wanted to
then
make sure okay.
You don't have to go into this conversation then.
Yeah.
I'm starting to wonder what I get out of this friendship.
Apparently what you ask for.
I have
Josh,
to work.
You just gotta name your price.
Yeah.
Oh, the things I ask for can't be said on this podcast.
Okay, Donald, that's an interesting take. I think Josh and I landed on like they can't do that because they have to make money on it.
I think that game stores will get a very small amount of them. I think there will be a good amount of them that go to the like the Disney stores, the parks that go to the parks, because that they've proven that that's where they're selling. Like they have their curator collection stuff that is straight to Disney Park, and that's the only place you can get it. They've proven that model is kind of what they've been doing, but they have said that game stores do get these. So like it's not like it's the first fear was that it only goes to parks. That is not true, which is good. But yeah, these I think they'll be impossible to get. I think that you're not going to be able to. You're not going to be. The reason I think that they'll be hard to get, which is why it will make the booster box not crash.
I like that take. I like the idea behind that take. I don't think that's the way it will go, but
so I don't think there's and we talked about this last week, but just to fill down a little, I don't think there's a way that these come out and they're not highly coveted, spike in price, hard to get, but then
they'll be at least double the MSRP. But I mean the first chapter boxes you couldn't find.
The question becomes, do they stay that way, or are there more waves? Are there more? Do we see a parabolic crash like something we saw with Spider-Man? And maybe not to that degree, but still the same situation where the community's understanding and hype and anticipation for this product drives a price that is unsustainable and unrealistic. And then we see, the graph head drastically in the other direction when the availability and real interest shows its marks.
Yeah, so they can't print more of these, remember though, because they're serialized cards.
Yeah,
but I think what you're saying holds to the idea of what happens 3 sets down the line. What happens when this is the only thing collectors want and they no longer buy boxes? And so
I think it's good because being a player's game mostly, like you want to be able to get a booster box as a player, and you can't right now. They're impossible to find.
Do you consider Magic to be a player's game, though?
I consider it to be more half and half.
Right, and I think Lorcana would like to achieve that balance. I think Lorcana,
but we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
I think Magic is significantly more than half player game.
Yes,
I think it's more players than collectors. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, almost all of the Magic the Gathering people in our store play the game. There's almost nobody who walks into the store and buys packs, and they're not actively playing Commander.
But the problem, right? Exactly. You said the keyword there, Commander.
Why is that a problem? It's a play. That's the way that people play Magic.
Yeah, because most of the cards they're playing in those Commander decks are not coming from booster boxes of the set. Commander players.
Where are these magical cards coming out of?
Commander players don't.
Secret lair, dude.
Commander players don't mass open boxes looking for a card for their Commander deck in general.
Well, hold on, Lorcana. To be clear, Lorcana players shouldn't do that either.
Nobody should do that. Like, you ever watch The Professor? Like, I mean, that's kind of the whole thing. Is like you should buy singles always, but that's not like someone who's playing. If someone is a standard player in Magic, they're more apt to buy a booster box and open for playable cards because they're going to play the commons and the uncommons and all that. Well, but like a Commander player just needs like one card from a set, and that's it.
I mean, I think so, but I think Commander players still open boxes, right? Like, people are opening these Magic boxes. I think what I'm really interested in is...
We have derailed this conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. But like,
we use a strong word there, Donald, but yeah, you have derailed the conversation.
Okay, thanks.
I think what's interesting, I want to get Nick's take on this because we pointed out in the intro, he doesn't normally play in the Lorcana sandbox.
Importantly, Lorcana was not on his resume when he applied for being on the podcast. Yeah.
So hearing I kind of want to hear your thoughts, knowing kind of where Louis and I stand, and now getting a picture of where Donald, the truly involved in Lorcana, the fan, the player, stands. Where do you sit with this collector box?
I think it's scary. Because there isn't a game that's done a collector box where it's gone well besides Magic the Gathering, right? Yeah. And so I think it's scary. Yeah. Well, Altered too. Altered, by the way,
fair.
Shout out.
Yeah,
they started doing.
But
that wasn't a collector box.
Basically dead. Yeah,
they were dead on arrival. Like that.
Not according to Louis, baby.
I know he was just grifting.
How much you back Altered for? How much was it?
Louis,
I backed Altered for $10,000.
And you sold it all like right when you got it, right?
And I never told anybody to buy Altered. That was never like the only thing I said about Altered is that when we went to what con was that or something, there was like a ton of tables for Altered, like they were going really big.
They were going hard.
I also very much made fun of Altered for it being Asmodee and them basically begging people to buy their product.
I've got into while I've been lifting in the basement that show suits. So I want this on the record. Nick, where did those Altered boxes come from?
This one right here?
Yeah. Where did
my local game store?
I was really hoping it was the Gold Wizard.
I never sold Altered to Gold Wizard.
I really wanted it to be the Gold Wizard program.
No. 90% off. It was after the game had collapsed. And so I was like, what? $12? Yes.
That's a good buy. I like that.
Yeah.
I sold all my Altered. I have a group chat of people who are very into. We all met. This group chat's wild. This group chat's been going. You know where this started? When MetaZoo was dropping their NFTs. This group chat started.
Those things. I hate you.
You want to talk about dirty scalpers? This is the dirtiest scalper group chat I am part of by far.
It's the only $3,000 that I've ever spent at your advisory that I want back.
You bought Altered?
No, the MetaZoo NFT.
Oh yeah. The key was to trade him to George for Flesh and Blood cards. That was the key.
Yeah, that was a good move.
Yeah, I
didn't get on that bandwagon. I needed to.
Speaking of, finish your thought. Sorry.
No, I don't remember what I was talking about.
Speaking of,
started with getting Nick's take on the Lorcana collector boxes, and then it ended on an Altered box. And also, Nick, you said you have a day job, right?
Yeah, that's right.
You work corporate?
Yep.
you and I have very similar. Our risk levels are very similar. We don't understand why people are doing this. What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how it goes. I think it could go well. It just depends on the print run, right? That's the only thing I think we all agree, depending on how many of these they print, this could go well or fine, and it could go very poorly.
So can I jump on that just really quick? You just said a magical phrase to me. It depends on the print run. And something we truly believe on this podcast and have talked about in the past is the correct print run is almost an impossible task to get. Even after years in the space, how many boxes to print for a certain product is such an unknowable number. To me, it almost guarantees that this first release is going to go horrible in one direction or another, either hyper parabolic up or down, right? It's because it would be such a needle to thread to do this for the first time, introduce yourself into the space, and then say, man, we just nailed that 100%. That's such a weird lane to try to fit in here.
So since you guys are all financial bros, and that's all you like to talk about.
Dirty scalpers.
I tried to not say. I was trying to be respectful since we have a guest. Yeah. You guys,
Who is the self-admitted dirty scalper?
I consider him family.
So. Well,
wow, that's a really easy circle to get in.
Yeah.
This is where
we have not talked before today. Yes.
Yeah. Since I am surrounded by scalpers here, what do these serialized cards go for? This only 23 of them.
No, there's not only 23
of each card.
23 of
each card. Yeah.
That's exactly what I just said. Yes.
So I think they are $10,000 minimum on them.
These cards, how many?
$1,000 minimum?
I fully agree.
Yeah. And in this current market, yes.
You're going to see maybe half of them get opened. Maybe
23 is a very small number.
It's a tiny number.
Okay, expand that out to a game like Pokemon or a game like Magic the Gathering. What is 23 serialized to the size of a fandom? What is 23 serialized cards?
23 serialized Pokemon cards, it would be $1 million. It would be a $400,000 card.
Not what I'm saying. If Pokemon is N times bigger than Lorcana, right? 23 serialized cards in Lorcana is how many serialized cards in Pokemon? Is it 120?
500.
Is it okay? So what? Then I think you look at that. What would an of 500 serialized card do in Pokemon? What would an of 500 serialized card do in Magic? Right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know if
it's not a direct comparison, but I do think Lorcana collecting until recently has been a little bit weaker. Recently, they've done a lot of tweaks that have been great for Lorcana collectors. So I don't know if it goes that parabolic.
I do. I fully think these sell for. I think a graded one of these could be like $50,000.
So I'm going to go ahead and say what I really think. I don't think that there's that many people who actually want a $10,000 Lorcana serialized card. I think in the current market of TCGs, this box is going to be incredibly easy to scalp for anybody who can get their hands on it.
Nick, hit it.
And in order for that to happen, there needs to be justification for a $2,000 collector box. If the print run is 1/10 of a regular booster box, we're talking this is going to be a $2,000 collector box. And so if that is the case, and these boxes are $1,500, $2,000, you need a justification for what those prices are. So, you do
I think you're not looking at Lorcana collectors here. You're looking like this breaks into your Disney collectors.
No, you've been saying this for 2 years, buddy.
Been trying to break into this, and if it does, that's
for
good.
2 years.
I think it does.
It doesn't.
Collectors.
It doesn't look like it doesn't look like a Lorcana card as much as
it does look a
little.
Does
it look like a comic book cover?
Are there serialized Topps Chrome Disney cards?
There's signed ones. I think there are serialized ones. I think they're like of 10s or something like that in the Topps Chrome. I don't know a lot about that product, but
so here's a serialized Topps.
You guys don't just have that answer off the top of your head. No one's got the Topps Chrome serialized history off the cuff.
I think they do. I think they do of 10. I think they do one of 10s.
Here's a 1 of 1 2004 Topps Chrome Disney Woody in a PSA 10. What do you guys think the asking price is on eBay?
Just tell us. Just tell us. What are we doing this?
No, come on, do the game. Play the game.
12 grand.
Just 12. I was gonna say 10.
50. I'll take the high.
$250,000 or best offer.
All right, show me some sales history.
It's a 1 of 1.
It's a 1 of 1. There is
it's a 1 of 1. Let's see if it's ever sold. Hold on, let me pull a vault.
To be fair, I think there is a little bit more history with Topps than there is with
sure. That's what I'm saying. Is this is a similar product though?
Like I think your Disney collectors want the Topps product more than they want the Lorcana product.
Wow.
We haven't had a product this yet.
Hold on, everybody. Nick deserves a shout out. There has been one sale of the Topps Chrome Disney Woody PSA 10.
1 of 1?
1 of 1. There's been one sale. 50,000.
50,000.
He knows because he was the one that bought it.
Yeah, yeah.
He pulls it out of the draft.
That would be sick. That would be a move.
Oh man, this is the wild card for Disney for sure. I think this probably, in my opinion, makes or breaks the collectible side of. I think Lorcana will always be around as a card game. It's not going anywhere from a player side. Like there's enough people now that they have the critical mass, but like this make or breaks the collectible side of it. Here's another Topps Chrome that popped up. 25,000 for a of 50 Mickey Mouse. So like of 23, I think it's up there, man.
I'm taking the under. I'll be honest with you. Raw cards.
It also depends on the character on the card.
Sure.
Like all we know so far is Maleficent, which is cool, but it's no Buzz Lightyear. So we'll see.
All right.
Go to the Topps website. Their Topps Chrome is Star Wars. That's gonna do.
I gotta start trying to order that kind of stuff. We mentioned that we were going to talk about Riftbound. We'll just throw it in here. Riftbound has reprinted Origins boxes again, or another wave at least has hit distribution. It's very small, but I just think it's interesting that Riftbound keeps printing and the market still just eats up the product. I mean, they're $300 a box still.
Wonder if Riftbound's popping off.
Wonder if
their
events
are huge.
Wonder if they ever managed to errata their cards.
I don't think it matters. It doesn't seem to be preventing people from playing their events. Josh just said the events they're running are huge.
It's if it stays a problem, like we said when we talked about the early days of Riftbound, if it stays a problem, it will be a long-term big issue. Like it's not good. Erratas can aggressively kill games. The original Dragon Ball Z score card game will tell you. But if they can correct that,
that's the one that will tell you.
Dude, did you know what it took to play that game? You had to have a pamphlet of erratas to know what all the cards did. It was like printed on paper. It was this thick.
I mean, we're talking like 30 erratas a set.
I always forget how much of a Dragon Ball fan Josh is.
Dude,
whenever you start talking about Dragon Ball, you can just see Josh's eyes just light up.
Not Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, to be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball, not the biggest fan.
What's the difference between Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z?
They're same characters, two different stories. One very early in life, one later when everyone's adults. Well, adults and then the children of adults.
And you like the adult one or the kid one?
The adult one.
Interesting.
When Goku is fully Goku, like you got Vegeta being the Prince of all Saiyans.
Nick, are you nodding your head in appreciation?
Yeah, I think so. I think the adult adult timeline makes sense, but I'm mostly just listening and enjoying. I know nothing about Dragon Ball Z, so it's just interesting to hear.
Dragon Ball was more like
this is Donald's favorite IP, by the way.
Dragon Ball is more like the local tournament, like going against each other, and then like Dragon Ball Z is now where all the aliens are coming in, and the powers skyrocket to
Spider-Man versus Iron Man.
You know so much about Dragon Ball Z.
Your friend, I love Dragon Ball Z.
But who doesn't know about this? Is you, dude. This is you, dude.
Well, us. I mean, I also don't know anything about this.
Don't try to pretend to be his friend now.
Donald,
we've known each other for hours.
Real talk, Donald. We have to have this conversation at some point. How are you such a fan of so many different things?
And then such a hater of so many of the things we talk about on this podcast.
I just feel like there's no lack of IP that you're not a mega fan of.
Well, there definitely are. It's just that.
Hold on, he just gave you a brief overview of the difference between the stories, and you framed him as a mega fan.
No, then he said, "I love Dragon Ball."
I do love Dragon Ball.
He loves you. He loves all kinds of terrible
Josh,
things.
I have known Donald for 5-ish years. I have never once heard him mention Dragon Ball. Once have. He's
mostly
never
because that you're always talking about yourself, and I don't have time to talk about me.
That is.
Guess what I did today? I played golf. Great. Thanks for sharing.
Not with me, because he doesn't invite me.
Thanks for sharing.
How could I tell him that I like Dragon Ball Z?
You played golf. You did it.
Or whenever I invite him to come play Rock Band with me, but he won't come do that either. So
speaking
of
Rock
transition,
Band,
homie.
Welcome to the secret sauce, everybody.
It's not the secret sauce. Say it right.
The secret sauce. Nobody gets that joke though.
Yeah, but we do, and it's fun for us, and nobody else is watching.
For those who don't know, there was. This is going to sound terrible. For those who don't know,
there was a guy who had a speech problem. We like to make fun of him.
Our previous host of this podcast had a speech impediment.
He's also ironically the most successful and well-versed and knowledgeable of all of us. But it's really fun to kick him down a peg every now and again.
So let's move on to the secret sauce as we continue to kick him.
He might be the nicest human being on the screen, but
okay. There's a new game coming out. It is called Stagehand. I got an advertisement for this. It looked like Rock Band. Okay.
So Nick, welcome to the section where we find out about Louis' Twitter feed.
Which is basically the whole podcast at this point.
Yes.
So they have it's essentially Rock Band, right? And this is the start of it, and I was excited because I'm as a kid, and as Donald would say, I love Rock Band. He'd say it's my favorite thing ever.
Wow, I can't believe you're such a fan of this. I didn't know.
I actually don't like Rock Band. I like Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero is way better than Rock Band.
Yeah, agreed.
It's not
very
true.
Clear.
I can't sing.
So they come out. So it pops out, and I'm like, oh man, I just bought a. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I bought a PS5 to play.
Gotta have the nice one.
6, gotta have the good one, blah blah blah. So I was like, oh, this would be cool. Like, and my kids are starting to get into music a little bit. We just bought a piano for my kid for her birthday. I was like, oh, how much fun would it be to like have my 5-year-old drumming on the drums and playing the. I was like, this is cool. So I bought. Then I found out, this is a crazy story to me, that Guitar Hero was made by a couple of brothers, or maybe they're friends. I don't know. It doesn't matter if they're biological brothers. And they sold Guitar Hero for $1 billion. No, sorry. They sold Guitar Hero for a certain amount of money to Activision. Yeah. They paid $99.9 million is what they got.
Significantly less than $1 billion.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I didn't know this, but Activision killed the game. And I was a kid at this time. I was in middle school when this happened. And looking back on it, I was like, yeah, they just kept putting out game after game after game after game. Like, you couldn't keep up with the amount of different games they were putting out. And that killed the game. So now, these guys are back. And because it's been so long since they sold Guitar Hero, they are able to create a company for the second time. So they sold the company, got $100 million. Activision makes money off it, but kills it. And now these guys are out here doing it again 20 years later. I think it's incredible.
I think it's incredible they're doing the Taylor Swift model. Hey, you paid us your hard-earned money for this before. Now, pay us again.
I mean, like, I still play Rock Band as often as I can get someone to play it with me on my Xbox 360. The problem is, at this point, like, my guitars, I only have one working guitar anymore.
And they're expensive now.
You can't find them. Like,
so get this.
Oh, really?
They won't. They are not publicly advertising this, but in their Discord server, they said that they made the guitars compatible with the Xbox 360. So the guitar that you buy for your current gen console, they have made so that you can also go back and play their games from back in the day.
So like an Xbox 360 is just a USB port. So like that, yeah, it is. So that's like, I mean, if that's true, that's amazing, because then I can still play my Rock Band on 360, which is what I love to do.
Man.
My drums don't work anymore. I only have one working guitar. I have two pianos.
And you wonder why I don't want to play at your house, buddy. None of your stuff works, you know? I have a PlayStation 2 with Guitar Hero 1 right on the other side of this wall. And
can we have a moment just for the instrument scalpers and resellers?
Yeah. Like
they're done. A 10-year run comes to an end.
I'm currently on his eBay account lowering off his price.
10-year run comes to an end.
Sell.
I looked up what it would cost to buy it, because I want another Xbox 360 guitar, and it was like $200. I was like, well,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
I feel like I see those at garage sales.
If you see one, if you see an Xbox 360
Nick Hustle in the garage sale flipper game is amazing.
Please reach out to me.
They just don't work though, I bet. Like what are the odds the garage sale Guitar Hero guitar functions?
I'm 2 for 2 on the one in my room right there.
That's crazy. You're the luckiest man alive. I was gonna give it 10%. I wailed on those things, man. And I played actual guitar, not well, but I played it, and I still liked playing that game.
Oh yeah, we were saying 90 licensed songs, December 10th release. Donald, I ordered it. You are more than welcome to come to my house anytime, and we can hang out and jam and play. That's your cordial invitation.
Wow.
Well, yeah, Nick, that's fine. Nick, maybe you and me will just hang out.
That's right.
You want to play a game that isn't 10 years old?
It's a new game, Josh.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
it's no longer 10 years old.
But the problem is, like, my Xbox 360, because you could actually download songs, like extra, like DLC content. So I have like 250 songs on my Rock Band. Like, I don't want to lose that.
For a guy that recently jumped tax brackets, you have a lot of spending history.
The biggest concern in Donald's life is losing his 250 Rock Band songs.
It's a questionable spending history, to say the least.
There's got to be some sort of mod for that kind of thing, Donald, where you can literally play like any game.
I'm sure there are, but I'm sure they're not very good.
All right, that's the secret sauce. You guys want to do a closing comment section?
Yeah, you gonna pick them live?
Yeah, of course. We're gonna do pause and edit the podcast.
You made us pause and edit the start of this podcast.
No, I didn't edit. We just restarted.
I didn't watch the podcast, so.
In fairness, I did that last week. I had to leave.
We definitely said that you watched the podcast, Donald, for the record. We were very home run on that.
Yeah.
Well, you would be wrong.
All right, I already had mine.
So hit us with it then, baby.
Shout out to Dritcool, who says that in Norway, collector boxes of Hobbit are between $1,200 and $1,400 a box.
Yeah, but that's probably because
that's like, crazy
to get them. They don't have them without.
I think that's one of the things we don't talk about nearly enough is like the difficulty for other locations outside of America to get product. And man, is it a symptom of the type of game that a trading card game is. Like, it's just hard to ship stuff from where the product is in America to all over the world. It's just hard. It's never going to get better, Drick. Cool, I promise. And unless it's all digital gaming, it's just not going to get better, in my opinion.
I'd like to go next.
Okay.
I'd like to blow open the entire hour and 20 minutes of this podcast. My podcast comment goes to Scruffy Look and Gaming.
What?
Where the fuck is Donald? And don't yell at me for the curse word. I'm just reading. You're a liar to us, to the people.
Are you looking on the right thing?
Yeah, I'm looking at it now too. 3 days ago posted.
So he just lied to us on the podcast?
I didn't actually watch it.
I lied to us for an hour and 20 minutes.
I went and commented.
And you want to have him in your house to play?
And the profanity. He's going to talk to my kids like that? That's crazy.
The kind of intimacy to be invited over someone's house to play plastic instruments and pretend to sing, and you're going to do that to us.
Well, everybody, I put it up on the screen. Go subscribe to Scruffy Looking Gaming. He's just worried about himself. But I'm the one who talks about myself.
You don't get the meme, like I was trying to.
You're so young and hip, Donald.
I'm not gonna give you that credit.
Okay, well, mine goes out to Donald.
Looking Gaming.
To me, to Donald.
The Donald Geodeck -Q7Y. I'm assuming this is about me because that's what we're going to talk about is me. We must have lost the custody battle. Now I only get to see Dad every other week. Am I Dad?
In this situation,
situation,
are you Dad?
You are either Dad, and that's who he was talking about. And with the name Donald, I'm going to give you that. Or he's talking about the fact that we didn't do a podcast the week before.
Oh, that makes
Donald for a second. He's like, "I'm Daddy, baby. Let's go."
Makes a lot more sense. Can we pretend it was about me?
Yeah,
sure.
What you were doing the whole time.
I'm game.
All right, cool. Thanks, Donald.
Are we making Nick have a closing crazy comment section from a podcast?
I got one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pluta,
in for a penny, in for a pound.
Says, R.I.P. Donald, sell his soul ring to fix your roof.
Can we let's talk about this actually. Speaking of scalpers, Louis scalped me on my soul ring. You know what that thing's worth now?
Is it worth more money than
it's worth double what you gave me for it?
Yeah, you sold it a year ago.
Yeah, but that's not the point.
How much did you pay for it? How much?
Like a little bit.
How much did I pay for it? I traded a Atraxa Precon mint in box for it.
You know how much those boxes you bought from Louis on your shelf are worth now? You owe him back pay, dude.
Atraxa Precon's probably pretty expensive, isn't it?
I mean, maybe, but I traded it when it was just printed.
Yeah, I don't think. Wait, you're crazy.
Atraxa Precon is currently selling for $300. The Soul Ring, what is that called? It's a
Masterpiece.
Master. Yeah. Is that on there?
It's like, Donald, you scalped the crap out of that guy.
I did. I really did. Yeah.
Dirty scalper, Donald.
How do I pop it? I hate.
I told him.
Dude,
I told him that
TCG player is the absolute worst. You guys can hit my my TCG player affiliate link in the description of my videos. How can you not search Soul Ring Masterpiece and have it pop up?
Just search
See, if you do Masterpiece Soul Ring, it does pop up.
That's crazy.
You know, I can fix that. That's TCG player.
I told that guy that Soul Ring was going to get banned in Commander, so he should probably trade it to me before it.
Oh, I have jacked up the whole screen. People watching. I'm continuing to jack up the whole screen.
$1,800, $1,850.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was yours near mint though?
Oh yeah.
Donald, I feel like I bought that from you for like $500.
Yeah.
You paid him close to asking price at the time.
Yeah, this is way more than 50% or 100%. I'm way up on you, and I also haven't sold it because
Can I have it back?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You don't know where it is.
I have no no clue. where it is. I think
it's in the store somewhere.
No, it's definitely not in the store. It's probably in one of my commander decks.
Donald, go in there, infiltrate, and ship it to me like you used to do, for old time's sake.
Like, I could have bought 2 new roofs with that.
All right, everyone, that's the podcast.
Nick, hey, shout out to Nick. Go subscribe to Nick's YouTube channel. Oh, hold on, I gotta pop it up. I can't talk and do
Capital Catalyst, no sweat.
Well, I was gonna pull it up, but yeah, go subscribe to Capital Catalyst. I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now. Go subscribe. Nick's got a absolute banger of a YouTube channel. I'm a big fan of his thumbnails, which are very straight and to the point, and I love that. And I love your looking off into the sunset.
Man, look at all these things that Louis loves. It's such a mega fan. I've known you for 5 years.
Don't subscribe.
I've never heard you talk about Capital Catalyst once in all the years I've known you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm giving somebody a shout out on the channel. I'm getting roasted for it. That's crazy. Don't subscribe to Hometown TCG. Don't subscribe to Scruffy Looking Gaming. Unsubscribe from their channels. And make sure you hit the like and the subscribe button here. Go subscribe.
And make sure we get distributed our fair share of the $20 this video makes that we learned about last week.
Go subscribe to Scruffy Looking Gaming and watch all the Lorcana videos. Go subscribe to Hometown TCG, Josh's channel. And remember to be kind to the people around you, and may the zoo be with you.
And also with you, dude.
Always.
Yeah.